Alright guys, welcome to the video. So this is a follow-up on a previous video where we looked at the macro play and all that in For Honor rather than focusing on the micro, which people tend to overemphasize. So how the mode works, how it's to be played, what's happening, judgments and decisions, and why people are going where or doing this at the highest level of play. So because there hasn't been so many tourneys and scrims and stuff like that in recent times, especially after the Steel tournament Ubisoft pushed forward there a few months back, there hasn't been a whole lot for me to work with to get these kinds of videos out. Now that there's a little bit more interest again, we're here again. So I do hope you enjoyed the video. Start with a brief map overview, go through what's happening in game. Hopefully it's useful to you. Any feedback on this kind of a video that you'd like to see in it, just hit me up in the comments. With that, I'll catch you later. Alright guys, so this is the defenders looking at the high fort view. What you're going to have here is just the rotations out from here, here, and mid. Now both sides will get to mid around the same time. Both sides get to C around the same time and around A at the same time. In terms of spawn to the points, it's really close as to be mostly irrelevant, to be honest. However, C is the most important point on the map, and obviously mid, due to the value of mid, the overvalue of mid in current meta, you're going to have to rotate to mid. Usually people will send someone, maybe 1 to A, 2 to C because of its value, and 1 to mid. Although sometimes people will send 2 to mid and they'll send no one to A. It kind of depends. Teams might mix it up a little bit, looking for an advantage at the start where they can get it. Now this is the view from mid to C, and this is the important one, because this rotation here leading up to mid here is the most important one in the game. It allows you, let's say if you're defenders, to maintain mid and be able to rotate to heal very quickly compared to all the other rotations, which we'll show briefly after this. Or if you're attackers, of course, and you need to break mid, it allows you to rotate to heal also very quickly compared to the other rotations for healing and team support. That's why this and why C is the most important point on the map. Now compared to that, in order to rotate from here to heal on A, you have to go down here and up the stairs, or over here and up the ladder, which is not the slowest rotation ever, but just the C point rotation to mid to heal and rotate and support, etc., is just so much quicker. Even if you're over here, for example, let's say the lane is pushed up to here, where the minions are, even going this way through here and up there, that's also quite a bit slower than just down there to C, where we talked about earlier. So it just reinforces C as the most important point. A is almost as a secondary objective, and mid being mid, of course, as it is in all the maps except for Harbor. Now here's a quick little, I was just checking the times of rotations around map, and here's the important one I mentioned. Defenders of center C to minion frontline, 7.82 seconds, which is crazy compared to the other ones. Minion backline to C here, 12.43, A to minion backline, 11.43. So you can see these sorts of discrepancies. Minion frontline to A stairs, 13 seconds. So 7.82, you gotta think about it, not just getting there, but also coming back. Get there, healing, coming back. Puts quite a bit of pressure on the rotations to the team that are not in control of C. And it just allows your team to refresh during combat quite a lot. I can't emphasize it enough. It is super strong. With that, let's get into how the game went. First, looking at this composition here, I favor my team, of course. I think it's better to have Kensei. You can see we all have Blackbriar, Shaman, and Lawbringer in the teams, who are 3 staples right now of 4v4 at the highest level. I prefer Kensei much more than Berserker in a team, but Barak is extremely good on Zerk, so he obviously believes he can make that work. So right off the bat, we've a favorite composition. It's not insane difference or anything like that, but it's favored for sure. All right, so in the beginning here, we have the beginning rotations. and I'm going to go to mid, while Blackprior and Lawbringer are going to go to C. Now, I do personally prefer Kensei going with Blackprior to C rather than mid, but it's not a huge deal. Clutch and Setmix are extremely good at 2v2 with one another. And we have Otto going to A with his Shaman to 1v1. So it's a pretty standard rotation, nothing crazy different about it. Right, so here off the bat, we've got a Kensei versus Lawbringer matchup in mid. It's not... Kensei has better farm. He has means to harass the Lawbringer. There's means that the Lawbringer doing it to Kensei as well. That was a very nice quick GB. Lol XD. Could get the wall spot there, but look, let's ignore the micro errors. Anyway, so it's not something particularly peculiar, although you see Kensei less at the moment. Okay, so at this point my team has won C. They won their 2v2. A is still being contested, so I know now that I can get a rotation from C if things go wrong here. So trying to kill the Lawbringer, not doing the best job in the world at it. It's touch and go, and here's the rotation. So this is our Lawbringer coming in. This is perfect for me. Things didn't go particularly well. Now I can try stay and gank. I don't have a whole lot of health. Might attempt a quick gank, but it's a hit stun gank for Lawbringer, but there was a miscommunication with comms. So the gank doesn't come off. That means I now have to leave and rotate. Otherwise, if you don't rotate in these scenarios, what you're doing is you're feeding. You're just feeding. You're being an idiot. You need to try find a rotation if it's possible. So we go along here. I've called for teammate. He rotates with me. I'm coming to C to heal. The Lawbringer does get finished off because he was low. Obviously not going to get revenge if I'm not around. Our BP is coming in. That's another 2v1 in mid. So this is really nice and favorable right now between C and B. A, we did lose it, but it's not a big deal if you lose that A point. Now I'm coming into mid to try help this team fight. I can see where they all are on the map. One is boosting A because you can see a +2 on it, and I have 3 in front of me, so I don't have to worry about someone going to C and taking that. So I can come try and improve our chances. Now here's where team support can help quite a lot. If you're unable to, like I am, react to the various bashes from Blackprior, then a teammate can come help you. So I call for help so I don't feed there. I'm confident my teammate can 1v2 for a moment. We're taking E while they've pushed, or A while they've pushed out. I'm just going to go heal up, and hopefully the 2v1 will be okay. It won't take too much damage. He's taking quite a bit. I'm reliant on revenge coming in and then rotating in after. So I come out just to try deny them pushing his heal. If I recall correctly, I make a big mistake here, thinking he won't impale quickly enough. So as you can see, that was quite a mistake. So that's a big micro error that results in a lot of macro change across the map. So we should have been okay the whole C point, but now in fact the Blackprior has things up against him. So let's see. He gets a rotation from a teammate after calling for, but I've been out of mid a long time with Kensei, so now we don't have mid, which means I have to push mid. Hope things go my team's way on C. Now I never went to C, but my team did win it. As you can see, it's being boosted, a +2 up there in the top right. So it was the right call to trust the team, go into mid, push that map control because we need it. You don't want to hemorrhage too many points. Oh, it's just the usual team fight in mid. I've made a mistake, taking quite a bit of damage. Don't get revenge. And it's a very poor start from me in terms of micro play. But the team is doing okay in terms of macro. We're rotating while the other guys are winning their fights, making up for a few of my mechanical errors. So as a result of that error, we fast forwarded again. I'm pushing into mid again. If you're one of the mid heroes, you're going to end up a lot of, if you die, respawn, go back to mid. There's a lot of that when you're the primary mid farmer, which is what I am in this particular comp with Kensei. So it's important to know what rotations you're more responsible for. You can at times have to rotate where you just got to rotate. Sometimes you just got to do it. But you also have primary rotations where all else being equal or not being needed elsewhere, you are going to be here. But don't play it too strictly that way, because otherwise your rotations won't be fluid enough. You won't be helping out when you needed to be helped. You're not getting the full value out of your rotations across map. As you can see, I'm having a look at A here for a rotation, because if he manages to get a revenge pop and have a bit of health, I can deny this win on A after breaking and pushing mid. Mid will be okay in the meantime if that is the case. So you have a look at the rotation. Maybe you can get a res or something like that. And it doesn't look like it's happening. So I go back so as not to feed. You check a few of the minions. And you're like, okay, well, I can help on C and maintain C, which is very important. So I push up to C. We have got a rotation from someone else. I'm trying to set up a shaman bite there, but didn't go our way there. Smoke is very useful for craic. I flipped again. Got to be more careful on those. This fight, how does this fight go? He gets revenge pop. And the fight goes our way in the end. So that was an important one to win. And it was an important rotation on to see. It could have gone smoother, but these sorts of things happen, you know. Teams are quite rusty at the moment. So back into mid, where I need to be. Need to clear that quickly. Because at this point, they do have map control. We don't want them to maintain that. C is okay for rotations again. We end up in a team fight in mid. This fight is fine for us, but it is important that we don't lose this hard or anything like that, because if we were, they're going to spread across map and may get control again. So we don't want to fight this very quickly. We're not in a hurry to kill them. We have the C point, which is nice. Stalwart gets some use there to stay alive. Someone's holding on to the revenge. Their revenge is not used. They get hit in animation. That's something you really want to avoid doing. That's a lot of value lost. A little bit greedy on trying to get the most value out of the revenge pop. So we're looking good because we won that fight there. One was low, as you can see in the top right. Someone's low, two's down. That means that we have rotation, a rotation free. If you have a rotation free, you can go cap somewhere else on the map that you otherwise may not cap. So as you can see, the bottom left, over the left here, you have a little blue icon. I'm assuming that's our shaman going to pick up A because she's quick. So it's better if shaman does it than Kensa does it, or someone slower like BP does it, unless it's, you know, they're very close to the point in the first place. So we've played a long time together, so there's not a whole lot of comms on some of this, on the rotations. So we're just looking good. I want to push minions up so that mid will take itself and come across to C if I'm needed. Not needed on C, so you rotate right back across again. These are the last two. It's pretty much game over at this point. It wasn't a game that was you know, it was a close game, but at the same time, the team was both teams were pretty steady. But over the course of the game, we pushed it out just a little bit better than the opponents. It wasn't a huge win by any means, but it was steady going. There wasn't there were some micro mistakes here and there, especially on my end. But overall, I mean, it was a pretty standard game. I mean, that's a run-of-the-mill tournament match right there. Add in less rust across the players, because there hasn't been big tournaments in a while. And you're going to have a very, very standard game in High Fort. So I hope that's useful for you guys. I tried to keep it shorter than the last time we did something like this. If you think there should be more in, or other things, or just things you'd like to know more about, just let me know. I hope you enjoyed the video, and with that, I'll catch you later.
So you wanna be hardcore with your hat to the back, talking about the gaps in your raps, but I can't feel that hardcore appeal that you're screaming. Maybe I'm dreaming. This ain't Christopher Williams, still some MC got the feel one. Caps, I got the feel some.